Hey, what's going on, everyone? Welcome to week 3 of the NFL spreads. My team's fantasy league for the channel. Just going to quickly go over that while we are half an hour away from kickoff. If anyone shows up and wants to talk or any questions or whatnot, we'll do that. But I'm going to kick things off. I'm just going to start by going through some of my picks with the spread. I'm in a big pool with that. And that's pretty much where I like to focus my attention mostly when it comes to sports too, is bets, spreads, those kind of things. So far this week, I got Carolina and picked them. So far 3-0 this year on Thursday nighters has been really good going into the week. Last week I finished 8-8 on the week. In the first week I was 11-5. So far winning season, top 10 in the pool. It's good to go. So what I like to do when I'm looking at this, because this pool is all about getting the spreads when the line first comes out. And of course, if you know much about sports betting, lines will change throughout the week. So I like to look at what we're looking at, what there are at exactly now sometimes. So that does play some sort of an impact into what we're going. So Buffalo, Washington, it's 9.5 when it opened the week, and I'm just pulling up my Bodog on the side, and the spread is now down to 7. So a lot of the money obviously coming in on Washington. I don't know how I feel about that. It's not like a lot of key points. Of course, I think Washington is going to take a lot of the money, but the quarterback and the way the Buffalo defense played last week, I could see this one being a big blowout for Buffalo. So I'm probably still going to lean Buffalo at home here. I know there's a lot of indications going on Washington football team. Unless there's some piece of news I'm missing with Buffalo, I just want to make sure about that. I think I would have heard about it. So that's loading up. Cleveland, Chicago. Justin Fields is going to be starting for for Chicago, of course, and 7.5 points. So what are we looking at? What it used to be. Cleveland, Chicago. It's still 7.5. So I think with Justin Fields, Cleveland's been pretty good out of the gate. And I don't see any news coming from Buffalo. So just gonna probably just pick Buffalo, even though it's probably taking a handicap there. I feel like that's a spot where it's still pretty accurate, could happen, and could make up some points on the pool as a whole if I get it right. It's a risky one, but I like that risk in that situation. So far, I'm looking to take some big favorites here. Cleveland, I'm going to take them at home against the rookie. Of course, they could have some run packages and that, but I don't know. Cleveland's been some big favorites. They haven't been able to really cover yet. So I'm going back to the well. Could be risky. I often kind of overrate or underrate Chicago. Detroit at home, 9.5. So I think that's fine. Big favorite or big underdog at home. I like taking that spot. Baltimore, a lot of issues with sure enough, they've seen a couple weeks now. Detroit has been able to put up points at the very least. So I like them at home in that to at least cover 9.5. Of course, the Ravens could very much get out to a 21-0 lead in like the first quarter, and then that will be looking stupid. Jacksonville 7.5 underdogs at home. What do we got here? The spread is now 8.5. So money's coming in on Arizona, which makes sense. Arizona on the road going to Jacksonville. This is going to be a tough one. Another tough spot. Very well could be a backdoor cover. Big road favorites are never fun, but I gotta go with it. I just think Arizona top 4 team right now. My power rankings. Jacksonville 7.5. Chargers, Kansas City. We got Kansas City under a touchdown favorite. You don't see that very often in this spot. The spread's now 7, so it's gone to a touchdown. I'm going to be taking Kansas City at home. They are not going to be happy with how last week went. They're going to go right back to the pass. So that could be a high-scoring game, but they could also this could be like 45 to 20 something. Like I'm taking the spread on the Chiefs. Kickoff show, let's go. Hey, Luan, how's it going, buddy? Do you have any news for Buffalo? I was having a tough pick there, 9.5 point favorites. So I couldn't figure out the spread actually closed closer. So I wasn't sure if there's something in Buffalo going on that made it come down so much. New England 3.5 point favorites over New Orleans. This is definitely going to be a reaction week to New Orleans last week. I'm just going to take New Orleans here. It's going good, Obtuse Juice, man. Just going through my spread picks for the week. And got to lock in those fantasy teams, so make sure if I'm cool if you guys get any news that I probably don't know about. New Orleans, New England game here. I just think battle of, what is it? Coaches that used to coach together. Belichick, Peyton. Giants 3.5, Atlanta. This is gonna be a good game because I think the Giants have a chance to really get out here. 2 0-2 teams. One of them's got to win. Giants at home. Shaquan Barkley. You know, I'm gonna get it right the third time, but he's gonna start getting a little bit more workload here and there. But it also opens up with Daniel Jones having such a good running week last week. Just like the defense better on the Giants too. Cincinnati, Pittsburgh. This one's interesting. Spread 4.5. It's gone down to 3. A lot of that might have been around Roethlisberger. The pectoral injury. He looks like he's going to be playing. Yeah, Obtuse Juice. I picked Detroit at 10 points at home. It's pretty much, they're saying Baltimore's going to win by 2 touchdowns every time. I just think more chance than not, Detroit's going to put up enough points to keep it close more times than not. They're going to lose like 95% of the time, let's be honest. But I do think they cover the spread at least more than 50%. So that's my pick, dude. Sorry. It's 10 points. It's a lot of points. Pittsburgh, 4.5. I'm going to go with Cincinnati here. Division game, staying close, playing off the injury. I think Cincinnati's they got 3 good wide receivers, good running back, good quarterback. Their offense is going to be enough to keep this within field goal. Cincinnati is prone for keeping games really close. So I'm going to take Cincinnati on the road to cover 4.5. Tennessee, 5.5 over Indy. This is going to be another one of those spots. A lot of people are going to be on Tennessee. Indy's 0-2 division match. Probably going to have to take them to really, this is like do or die for Indy at this point. They're going to be really ramped for this game. Tennessee traveling back from Seattle after last week. A lot of emotions in last week for Tennessee. They might have fallen a little bit short here. So, yeah, man. No, man. With 40.5, there's no such thing, dude. What are you talking about? All right, Denver, this is going to be another one of those crazy ones. 11.5 point favorites over the Jets. That's a massive favorite. That spread's got to have come down. I would imagine it's not there anymore. Yeah, it's down to 10 now. I'm going to be on the Jets side of this. There's some stat out there about teams that are 0-2 and a team that's 2-0 and was on the road for both their games at the start of the season and is 2-0. The chances they cover the spread is like, it's very small. So that's probably playing a little bit into that. It's a mile high. It's going to be a whole different kind of ball game. Jets can keep it close. Diz would probably be pissed and say, what am I talking about? Why would I not take it? But I also took Denver in Survivor pool, so that might be enough to make me switch because I never like to make my picks different. So it's always bad karma to do that. So I'm going back. I'm going to Denver. I'm using the Diz card. I'm using the Survivor card. And it makes absolutely no sense. I probably should pick the Jets, but this is a no-brainer. Miami on the road. Vegas, 3.5 points. People are I just don't think people are taking it into consideration that the quarterback difference in Miami isn't much different this week. Still 3.5. Vegas, of course, they've blown out the gate 2-0. But I don't think the Dolphins are as bad of a situation as the market's indicating here. With the quarterback going down, they still have Brissett's going to be just as good as Tua ever would be this year. Tampa Bay and the Rams. I'm going with the Rams in my gut. Just feels like Stafford has been waiting for a game of this magnitude since his career started. Like, he hasn't played in a game of meaning for a long, long, long time. And now he has a chance to go against Brady, Super Bowl champs. And he's on a good team and a good spot at home. I just like the momentum of the Rams in this situation. Of course, it could go either way. It's going to be a great game. And I'm pretty sure everyone's going to be tuning in for that Rams-Tampa Bay game. The spread is actually down to 1 point favorite for the Buccaneers. So the money came in on the Buccaneers when the spread was this, and it flipped. But I think at this rate, I'm still going with the Rams. It's going to be a good game, though. It's game of the night. That brings us to Seattle, Minnesota. I feel like there's something with Minnesota. Someone say Dalvin Cook. Dalvin Cook's not playing, or yeah, so that's definitely gonna be a big impact. 1.5 point underdogs they were. I'm sure if that's the case, then let's see, it's down to 2 points. Seattle on the road here. It's a really close one. I really wanted to pick Minnesota at first because they're kind of in that situation where they have to win, but at the same time, Seattle's in that division where they have to win too. Dolphins fan picking Dolphins. Yeah, I know, right? San Francisco 3.5, Green Bay. Spread's down to 3, so money's coming in on Green Bay. But most people might not know, but in the betting market, the public often bets on Green Bay. So even if the line moves in their favor, it's probably not a sign that that's where the sharp money's going. And this is one of those situations. There's been a lot of speculation that they're going to put out Trey in this game for a lot of plays, and this could be a spot definitely where Green Bay is not prepared for the run. That it could really turn into a game where Green Bay is playing from behind here. So right now I'm leaning towards San Francisco as my pick, 3.5 points, and Dallas 4.5 over Philly, and it's now down to 3.5 at home. This one's going to be really close. Like this could go either way. It's probably going to come down to the last drive of the game. Who's going to win that spread? But at this point, I'm kind of feeling like the Cowboys are on the trajectory up where the Eagles were down. So I'm just going to go with my gut, and that's pretty much it. And that's the pool right here. So that's what I'm going to lock in for my picks against the spread, and we'll hop over and look at the channel fantasy league lineups here. And so me versus Ulan. Ulan, you're going down, buddy. So Ulan's already got a couple guys playing. I don't think I have to make any changes to my team today. Pretty much the way the pool's set up, the only changes I could really consider is maybe putting in Gaskin for someone else, but I kind of just like James Robinson in there. And so not a lot of changes going on here. It's going to be a battle. 42%. Robbie Anderson getting benched next week. Out for blood. OJ, you're up in here. You're against Drona. Off Topic Sports. Let's see. Was Drona? He hasn't had a player go yet. You've had one guy go. Oh, he's getting Robbie. Oh, that's why you're talking about Robbie Anderson. Rough go, dude. You're projected. Yeah, you have a 37% chance. Going into last week, you had even less. I think you had 10% going into last week. And you, at one point, had a 50-50, if not more, chance to win. So I'm rooting for the upset in this one, not going to lie. Because me and Drona have a side bet on who's going to do better. Mr. Maverick up against Nick from the Auto Draft All-Stars and Maverick. And me and him have been planning the hockey content that's coming out in the next 2 weeks. We got about 3 or 4 videos planned out coming out in the next 2 weeks, so that should be pretty sweet. So he's looking for his first win against the undefeated Auto Draft All-Stars, who right now have Dalvin Cook on the bench. Will Nick adjust? I assume he will because he's usually in tune with the fantasy, but he's got 15 minutes, so he's better step up or else he's in trubs. And that's probably going to be his week if he keeps him on the bench. The spread is, I think it's 10 points right now between you and Drona. Jack's Majestic Team versus Display, 2 auto draft guys from the channel. Diz got a little bit of a start here with Moore going off 128 points, but it's still only 58%. Keep your eye on there. One thing, I don't know, like, do you want to have the Rams in there? There's probably better options on defense for the Rams. Washington, probably better options again. These guys are just leaving it up to chance. Probably didn't look at their lineups. These guys are scrubbing it up. So, and last up, we have Rob's Reasonable Team versus Johnny. I know Rob was thinking about putting in Stafford over Rodgers, which I probably would do myself. It looks like he hasn't pulled the trigger yet, but he does have a little bit of time to make that decision. And then we have Mahomes, Johnny. He's looking to go 3-0. And very well could. Johnny has some good players here. Mahomes, Derrick Henry. Got to watch out. He could really crush it. And I think that pretty much sums it up for that league. So I'm just going to make sure my survivor pool is put in here. I got the Broncos. So far, we got Carolina got us through. Green Bay, now the Broncos. So that's done there. And now let's go to the big important ones, the auction draft keeper league, where pretty much I'm set on my lineup. The only thing I've been kind of considering, I got to run the Giants defense, which is scary. But I have been considering whether I should be playing Tyler Boyd or Cole Beasley. So if anyone's got an opinion on that, I'd be interested to hear. Of course, we have Sammy Watkins as a potential too, as that third wide receiver. So I'm kind of curious what I should do that. Would I start Kareem Hunt or Tyson Williams? Because I don't like starting two running backs in the same team. Yeah, I would personally, I would not start two from the same team as well. Definitely if it comes into a game where the team's playing from behind and they're not really running the ball, you're kind of shooting yourself in the foot. Tyson Williams definitely seems like an option. He seems like, from what I've seen in the Baltimore games, he seems like he's used very well in their package. So like he has a lot of scoring potential too. So I would definitely go Tyson Williams. Personally. Sammy Watkins, unbiased. See, all right, we're doing it. We're gonna ride. I'm ride or die. I'll be a little bit of a Baltimore fan today. We're starting Watkins. I do like Sammy Watkins. He's been a part of the Bills, the Chiefs, both teams I respect immensely. And against Detroit, it's very well could be a good spot. So, all right, I'm listening to you, Obtuse Juice. I was worried about Tyler Boyd going up against the Pittsburgh defense and the Washington. I feel like it is the best spot for a wide receiver. So just hearing you say it was, as long as it's unbiased, I'm okay with that. So that's pretty much it. This one, I won last week, top score in the league, mostly because of Derrick Henry going up against the matchup here. He's got Keenan Allen. He had Robbie Anderson, so he got kind of screwed there. And he has Mike Williams. So he has two Chargers guys, which is interesting. If the Chargers get shut out, it could be a very good spot for me to walk away with this week. Steelers defense, Russell Wilson. I like my spot. I think I'm going to win this one. I like my chances. Hell yeah, I won't regret it. That's what I like to hear. All right, last but not least, we got the Buffalo fantasy pool. Same kind of thing here. I got a lot of same guys. This team, I don't think there's a lot of decisions that can be made on this one. The flex, I got Kenyon Drake. I think that's pretty much necessary. Kenyon going up against his former team. Mitchell's on the bench. I got a couple guys on the bench. Melvin Gordon was a consideration, but I went with Gaskin. I think that's a better spot. I don't know. It's pretty close, though, in that one. But the rest is pretty much set up in that. I'm against this guy, Buffalo Pack Boy Squad. So we got some stuff going for us. We just need Denver to kind of get shut out by the Jets, which I think is very possible, and we'll be good. You Nick Chubb here as well. So that's pretty much it, everyone. For the pool spreads, any other questions would be great. Otherwise, I'm ready for some football. Yeah. And we're going to kick things off. I'm going to go watch some football, and we'll be on the Discord today. So if you guys get this far, want to join the Discord chat, make sure you do that. Thanks for watching. We'll see you guys. Good luck with your bets and pools and fantasy and all that fun stuff. Peace.